with options, and I asked them if I needed to go to the NBI for the subpoena, and then they said that I have options not to go. I can send a letter, I can send a position paper, I can send an affidavit. And so we decided that a letter will be sent to the NBI. And then with regard to patas, I don't think magiging patas itong investigasyon na ito dahil kung nakita nyo naman yung mensahe ng Pangulo na sinabi niya na ganitong kriminal na mga, sorry hindi ko maalala yung exact words na sinabi, pero sinabi niya ganitong mga kriminal na ageist. Sinabi niya ganitong mga kriminal na gawain na hindi ko palalampasin. So, sa makita na natin, no, the pronouncements of the President, meron ng bias doon. And kung nakita nyo rin yung interview ng isang USEC ng Department of Justice, sinabi niya, a threat is a threat. Well, if you're a lawyer, you would argue na no, there's several kinds of threats, but nakita nyo na doon pa lang sinabi na niya kung ano yung position niya. At as a USEC of DOJ, we expect that that is the position of the Department of Justice. So kahit pa man pumunta ako doon, hindi ako pumunta doon, we believe, and I believe, that we, meaning the lawyers and I, believe that cases will be filed. So kahit pang sabihin nila na merong investigasyon, sa simula pa lang, nagdesisyon na sila na mag-file sila ng cases.
Ma'am, clarification lang. Nabanggit niyo po, nagpadala kayo ng letter. Aside from that, magbibigay po ba tayo ng affidavit or statement po?
Hindi na. Tinanong ko sa lawyer kung idadagdag ko pa ba yung affidavit ko. Sabi niya hindi na daw kasi nilagay ko naman na doon sa letter, kung ano yung sasabihin ko sa affidavit.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Another follow-up.
Good afternoon, Ma'am Celerina Montes from NHK. You have mentioned that there are already biases on how the government or the DOJ treat your case. So what would be the worst case scenario na nakikita ninyo na maaaring mangyari sa inyo?
Okay. Ang worst case scenario, thank you, Ma'am Cel. Ang worst case scenario na nakikita namin is removal from office, impeachment, and then patong-patong na mga kaso, multiple cases to be filed, which the lawyers already told me to expect as well. That is why I just decided not to go to the NBI because clearly the pronouncements of the President and the USEC of DOJ point to cases to be filed.
So meron, parang may nag-raise before that it could be like a violation dun sa anti-terrorism law and plunder, which are non-bailable offenses. So, could that be part of the worst case scenario na hindi kayo i-arrest kayo just in case and no bail?
Yes, that could be as well. That is a possibility, ma'am, for cases that are without bail. And as I said, when I read the subpoena, I read there, it was for grave threats, na hindi naman grave threats yung ginawa ko under the revised penal code, and it was for anti-terror law. So napaisip ako, bakit anti-terror law ang iniimbestigahan nila? And then, it's not the first time that I've heard of the anti-terror law used against a person. So the first time I read about it, they used it against Congressman Arnie Teves. So I inquired about what happened in Negros. So I was told, yun nga, there was a red notice, there was a AMLAC, freezing of assets, money. There was, well, a warrant of arrest, yes. And very recently, I read again the law, and then I found there that there is a provision there, removal from office. So on that point, it's still kumbaga an avenue, I think, that they're pursuing to remove me from office.
Follow-up question, Joanna.
Yes. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So you mentioned that there is a possibility of, of them coming to arrest you. Have your lawyers briefed you on what to expect in case they do come? And will you allow yourself to be arrested, or will you, because there have been others who have, fled, will you want to face people, face the law enforcers who will arrest you, or will you also try to, not get arrested?
No, I do not plan to leave the country, or I do not plan to hide if there will be a warrant of arrest. Mainly because my children are here. So if I am detained, I want to be able to still see my children. So I have no plans of doing that. I have no plans of leaving the country to hide.
One last follow-up for this matter. Please, Rodrigo.
Ma'am, Congressman Marcoleta offers himself po as your lawyer in case tutuloy yung impeachment case against you. Will you accept the offer?
No, I think, well, first off, I'd like to thank Congressman Rodante Marcoleta for his offer to be my lawyer in the impeachment case. I appreciate it because he's a very good lawyer. He's a brilliant lawyer. In fact, he pointed out to me points during the committee hearing that I was, as a lawyer, I was not able to see. So that shows his astuteness in the law. But I feel that he will better serve the country if he remains as a member of the House of Representatives. That is what is important right now. We need good public servants, good leaders, good officials in government. And I assure everyone that we already have lawyers helping us. In fact, the moment that Franz Castro announced last year that they are planning to file an impeachment, we already talked to lawyers who will handle the impeachment case at the time. But now, cases pala, 3. So we just need more lawyers. And we already discussed this with the first team that we hired as lawyers.
Another follow-up. Please, Robina.
Do you want additional follow-up?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to ask how are we preparing, or what are our preparation, and how are we going to respond to the impeachment or the worst case scenario?
Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. So, very recently, we had a meeting with the lawyers, and what was discussed there was the arrangements, because we needed more lawyers. We are expecting another impeachment case now, so this may be 3 impeachment cases. So, and then we will await an official copy of the articles of impeachment so that they can prepare the defense. We already have advanced copies of what is filed in the House of Representatives, and they're starting preparatory works right now.
Sorry, sir. What do you mean?
Ma'am, most of your allies and former allies have changed positions or changed, their sides. How do you feel right now? And if, for example, the impeachment comes through, Are you confident with the numbers both in Congress and the Senate?
No, we're not confident with numbers, ma'am. Because impeachment is a legal process and a political activity. So we are confident with the legal aspect of the impeachment because all the lawyers that I asked to review the initial drafts of the impeachment complaint really said that this is not, well, they would say it's not an impeachable offense and this is not an actionable offense, things like that, lawyer talk. But with regard to politics, that is a different matter altogether. So we do not know what will happen with that.
Feel that you're changing sides at this very moment or even before?
Well, that's politics. They always say that there are no permanent friends and enemies in politics. So it really depends on the person, no, on the politician, what path he will choose.
MC Reyes.
Hi, ma'am. Related to the worst case scenarios.
Yes.
The House of Government Committee said that they are eyeing the possibility of filing plunder, technical malversation, and falsification charges, among others, against you and several other officials of the OVP and formerly the DepEd in relation to the alleged misuse of the confidential funds. Have you discussed this already with your legal team, with any of the lawyers? And what can you say that is a very heavy case plunder? Yes.
Yes, oo. We have an inventory of possible cases to be filed because right now it's only the 2 impeachment cases that are filed with the House of Representatives. All the other cases, we have a list, we have an inventory, and we have lawyers assigned for each case. Usually, cases that are similar, we assign it to one lawyer. And then other cases, we assigned it to other lawyers so that we ensure that all the cases have lawyers focused on each case.
Another follow-up. Dennis Anito po po.
Dennis Anito po from Bongo Radio Philippines. Ma'am, na-consult niyo na ba yung family niya about this? Dahil kanina nabanggit niya tungkol sa mga lawyers about sa family. Si PRRD, nakausap na po ba ninyo? And ano yung payo po sa inyo?
Hindi pa kami nagkausap ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. I expect na magkikita kami as usual sa December 24 sa bahay ng mother ko. Likely, baka doon namin mapag-usapan yan kung man mapag-usapan namin dahil madalas kasi kapag nagkasama-sama yung pamilya, lalo na pag nandyan yung mga apo, ay yung mga apo yung pinag-uusapan ng pamilya. Nagsabi si Pangulong Duterte na magpapadala siya ng pera para sa pambayad daw ng mga abogado kasi alam niya na napakaraming mga abogado ngayon ang kinuha para sa iba't ibang mga kaso. Pero nagsabi na rin ako through my brother kasi yung kuya ko yung sinabihan niya, nagsabi ako na huwag na lang siya magpadala ng pera dahil nakapaghanda naman na kami para sa impeachment case. Kasi yung sinabi niya impeachment case, sir. So sabi ko nakapaghanda kami sa impeachment case kasi nga last year nag-announce na si Franz Castro ng impeachment. So the moment na sinabi yon and the moment na nakita namin na tuloy-tuloy yung attacks against me, ay naghanda na rin kami para sa mga abogado.
Hi, ma'am. Mara Cepeda from Straits Times, Singapore. Ma'am, you already mentioned that your lawyers are prepared to answer the impeachment cases.
but the opposition groups who filed the complaints against you are accusing you of being evasive in your answers and the alleged corruption and misuse of millions of confidential funds.
Ma'am, baka you can offer an explanation also to taxpayers. How, kung above board po ba talaga yung paggamit nitong mga confidential funds? Para matapos na rin, ma'am, yung question once and for all.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not being evasive. If you are referring to the to the budget hearing and the hearings in the House of Representatives, I'm not being evasive. I am not answering the questions because they have no authority to ask confidential questions. I am answering questions about the use of the money in the Commission on Audit. And there is no, you ask the Commission on Audit if there was anything at all that they can say or see that we are not cooperative with the audit. So it is wrong to say that I am evasive. I am definitely not answering questions about the use of the fund, about confidential funds, because it pertains to national security and the lives of the people involved in intelligence operations. And yes, as I said, we have fully cooperated with the audit process of the Commission on Audit, who has the sole jurisdiction to ask questions about the use of confidential funds. In fact, 2/4 of the Department of Education are already cleared by the Commission on Audit, but it is still being questioned inside the committee in the House of Representatives. So that is the reason why I am not answering questions from the House of Representatives. Plus the fact that, as I said, it is an attack. It is a political attack. If you are in aid of legislation and you want to legislate about confidential funds, you do not target one office and terrorize and torment the employees of that office. What you do is you do a sampling, a random sampling of the offices who have confidential funds. Why not call the office of the president, who has billions and billions of confidential funds, if you want to legislate about confidential funds? So that shows that they're singling out the office of the vice president. And I really feel that it's very disrespectful to the office of the vice president. That is also why when they ask that I respect their process, respect begets respect. So if they want respect, they should first respect the office of the vice president. That is what I was saying, that they don't like me, they don't like my person, they don't like Inday Sara Duterte, but they have to respect the office of the vice president. So if they want to investigate confidential funds, they don't single out one office.
I understand, ma'am. VP, just a follow-up. Was it yesterday or the other day, the House also alleges that over 400 names na nag-cite po acknowledgement receipts, again, on the issue of the confidential funds, wala daw